Dreams. I grew up in Southern California in the 70s, sailing and hanging out at the beach. It was a time before the internet and easy access to information. It was a time of imagination and dreams. My sailing dreams were flamed by stories of Chichester, Robin Graham, and Slocum, crossing oceans, far off tropical islands. I created my life in Newport Beach, California. Met a girl, raised two great kids, and built a career. At 59, I was offered an opportunity I couldn't turn down, leading a company headquartered in Denver, Colorado. But the dream never waned. This is my 2021 Outremer 45, a high-performance blue water designed, fast sailing catamaran. 48 feet long, 23 feet wide, 22,000 pounds, 66-foot height, with dagger boards. Built in France, I took delivery in September 2021, and in December of that year, with 3 lifelong sailing friends as crew, we sailed across the Atlantic to Tortola, BVI. 3,400 miles, 15 days, 9.8 knots average. Each month during that winter, I took a week off work and visited the boat, cruising north through the Bahamas, which were incredible, to the U.S. Northeast for the summer. It was so much fun that we did it again for the next 2 seasons. After logging 12,000 miles on the boat in the Atlantic and Caribbean, years away working in Colorado, it was time to get back to Newport Beach to enjoy our friends. I put Ho'okele on a cargo ship in Palm Beach, Florida, shipped her through the Panama Canal, picked her up in Ensenada, Mexico, and made the short trip north to Newport Beach. This last summer, we enjoyed long weekend trips to nearby Catalina, and as fall came, along with the cooling weather and those hazy skies, the dream began to tug at me again. Hawaii. I was going to do it solo as my 65th birthday milestone adventure, but my wife wasn't too happy about it. My daughter, who's living with us before starting medical school in fall, said, "I'll go with you, Dad." Fantastic. I never thought of that possibility. Well, that made my wife only worry more. Fine if I die, but don't hurt my daughter. I reached out to a great pal who I've known since I was in my 20s. He's great on a boat. David said, "Sure, but can I bring my son Luke?" We now have a father-daughter, father-son trip. Both kids sail, but neither have been overnight. They'll do great. So now I wait. Winter's almost over, but the Pacific high is slow to form this year. I want to go in April so the boat can be back this summer for Catalina trips. I'm watching the weather any week now. And then finally, the weather got good and our trip was at hand. I flew west, we provisioned the boat, had a farewell dinner at the yacht club, and got ready for the trip in the morning. And off we went, with family and loved ones waving goodbye. Okay, well, it's Saturday morning, about 8 o'clock, and we are off the dock in Newport Beach. Raleigh and I, wait, are you there? Ton of loading, a lot of work to get to this point. And we'll, about 7 knots wind blowing out of the southeast, which is perfect for leaving Newport. We'll check in a little later once we get out there. So we ran down the harbor, picked up David and his son Luke at their yacht club, and headed out the harbor in not great weather. Newport about 9:30, and no, it was about 9. Faced rain squalls, shifty winds, winds coming right at us at about 11 to 15 knots. And now we're on a starboard tack heading towards San Clemente off the east end of Catalina. Alright.
Okay, one island down. Next island, San Clemente Island.
Then the big island.
And then the big island, Oahu.
Yeah.
I mean, Hawaii.
Oh, wait. There's San Clemente in the haze there. We're going to the east end of San Clemente. And then hopefully as the wind clocks a little bit more to the northwest, we'll be able to head a little bit more west. Right now we're just getting some south and on a good point of sail. Doing about 7.5 knots and 12.5 knots of breeze. And all's good.
Oh, wow.
Wow, we didn't have
that.
Wait, we're
Cooking dinner.
just gonna watch us cook?
Cooking dinner.
Watch us cook and do shots?
Yeah. Cheers. Woo! So we are at it's 6:30. And let's see. It's always we're at 32 degrees 55 north, 118.15 west.
Are you in any
Just coming up on the east end of San Clemente, and we're starting dinner.
About 7 miles from Pyramid Head, San Clemente.
With a nice little just sipper of tequila for sunset. The stove is warming. And we got Garduno's.
Yeah.
Garduno's lasagna for tonight, because the first night out is usually best spent not cooking. Ready? Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should show them the island though. Turn around.
You want to take it out there a little bit? Go be my guest.
So that's San Clemente Island. And then, so that's Pyramid Head off into the distance there. So, but that's only about 6 miles away or so. So we'll get around there right before sunset. And then there's nothing left. Next island, Hawaii. The big island will be the next island we see after we pass through this. When we wake up in the morning, there probably won't be any land whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, TV. She's a TV.
Yeah.
No way. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, guys. Little dinner. Here comes. Do you think these are more set?
Yeah. Maybe we can test out, but.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard.
Looks good. San Clemente Island. We'll take a quick look.
Yeah.
This was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good morning. It's day 2 at about it was about 7:30 in the morning. Last night was pretty good. We had some good breeze, good being about 20 knots till about 1 in the morning, and then started dying down. Raleigh and I were on watch till 1 o'clock, and then was able to get about 6 hours of good sleep. As the wind kept dying down, the boat went slower, and at 4 we turned the motors on. I got up here, and we got 12 knots of breeze. So shut the motors down and took the reef out of the sail from last night, and we're going along at about 6.5 knots now, which is good. Still have about 8 knots of current on 8.8 knots of current on us, which is interesting out here. And just running the weather on the Iridium, and take a look at the suggested courses and what the wind's going to do. There's not much. So the chart plotter, not much out here. Water. There's the Iridium right here. Pretty slow. It comes up on my laptop. I don't know if you can see that. But weather routing and some weather maps, called forecasts coming up there. And we'll take a look. Outside here, we're looking at. Nice sunrise to the east. About 5.5 feet off the water. Wells are, I'm guessing, 6 feet. We got the full main up. Do my route planning, put a little coffee on, and start the day.
Second day out.
Second day out, yeah.
Next island, Big Island.
Good morning, it's day 3, and we're at 30.04 north latitude, 122.43 west longitude, and beginning of day 3. It's been rough. It's been cold. We've had some seasickness. I don't think anybody feels 100%. Sleeping's been difficult, so we're tired. And then the clouds came in, so not the trade wind margarita sipping sailing that you dream of at home. But we're running along it with a 95 degree true wind angle and 21 knots of breeze, doing about 10 knots, 9.5, 10 knots. And boat's doing great. It's got a couple of water leaks in the port hatches, which have become evident in this weather. But on that, it's a pretty normal day at sea. You can tell I'm a little goofy from being tired. I'll give you a shot outside. It's great in here, sitting inside, and you don't have to be out there in the cold. It's about 61 and windy. Raleigh out there bundled up. So tomorrow we should be hitting the trade winds tomorrow afternoon, and the wind should be shifting about 40 degrees coming behind us, which will give us a little better run down the waves, smoother ride, and we're looking forward to that. It looks like we'll have clouds though still from this front that's working down the coast of California. Anyway, that's pretty much the update. I'll let you know what's going on tonight. Evening of day 3. And the sun came out. It's blowing 20. Doing 10. Dave and Raleigh.
Hello there.
Pretty simple dinner still. A little chili, a little soup, and a pizza. Good morning. Day 6 on the trip here, and it's Thursday, and didn't report anything yesterday. The winds have been declining. Came behind us, so the seas are flatter, much more comfortable ride. It's becoming to feel like a long trip. We've still got 1,375 miles ahead of us, and I'm making about 7 knots towards Honolulu. Not through the water, but direct on the course. And beginning to think about rationing some use of the Starlink and our power to keep fuel. And appetites are back, so everybody's eating. Frankly, it's dawned on me, a bucket list trip like this is great, and helps reaffirm what's really important, what you're really enjoying out of life. Family, job, those you work with. For me, something that's colored my personality, and that it's go at the office all the time. It's very hard to slow down and just take this in and go with the flow that so many of those who make sailing their life are able to do. Or maybe that's just their personality. But the boat's doing great. It's an awesome boat. Even 13 knots of breeze, we're doing 8 knots on a wind angle of 137, true wind angle. Come down a little bit. We got 8 knots now direct to the target. we'll see how it goes. I'm not following the model exactly, thinking that I'd be better off just on Leyline. We'll see how that goes, but looks like we've got 8 days left to go. And check in with you later. Hey, day 6 afternoon. No wind, but we did get a little sunshine. So let's see, it's blowing 8 knots, we're doing 4 knots, middle of the Pacific. At this pace, it'll take us 20 days to get there, but sun will come out. So give you a shot around. Reading action. Raleigh. We're 1,000 miles at sea, middle of nowhere, just floating around today. A little more sun would make it pretty nice. Guess it's worth noting we noticed some gear issues, which is frustrating since I had professionals look at the rigging before we left, and I looked at it. But you see, the main is reefed right now, and you probably can't see it, but I noticed a bulge in the halyard. It's a 2-to-1 halyard up there that pulls the mainsail up to the top of the mast, and I noticed a bulge in the halyard, and I'm not sure if that's from chafe, or the theory is that there's some twist in the line that's caused a bulge. But my concern is if it's just a twist and the line's not in jeopardy, what happens if the sail's up completely and the twist continues to get bigger on the other side of the shackle and of the turn block, and I can't get the sail down. So we're running now to Honolulu with a reefed main in 8 knots of conditions, so that doesn't help. But it's light enough, I doubt it's hurting us too much, especially with the code 0 up. Little circle. Anyway, that's it for the afternoon. Day 6 afternoon, the sun came out. Everybody's getting a little enjoyment of that. What's the water temp?
It's so warm.
I think it's 70. Thousand miles from land. It makes it even more serene. Well, it's pretty easy seas, so tonight's going to be an interesting dinner. Make something good. Day 5, dinner time. We're all cooking. Luke is working. Dave and I have
Cheering.
He already finished.
Oh, I already finished mine.
You need a little
Gee,
more?
what do we do about that?
A little more?
Oh, a little more.
Try to have
Steady hand.
hand of a surgeon. That's all
There we
you got.
go.
But you're not on till later
Chris,
tonight.
Chris is this,
You're
we're
gonna
on,
be-
we're on rations on this boat. We're on ration with Wi-Fi, water, fuel, tequila.
Actually, you can
Cheers.
have as much tequila as you know.
Oh, we have to get where we
you're
get
not
on.
you're not on deck till like 2 this morning. Cheers.
Or 2 Chris's time?
So something fun, because we're heading west, the time changes, and I couldn't find where the longitude in the middle of the Pacific changes time. So we made a executive decision on Ho'okele and just changed the time. So it is now 10 to 6 Ho'okele time. It's 10 to 7 Pacific time. 10 to 8 Denver time. And 10 to 10 New York City time.
So what time is it Hawaii time?
It's 2 hours earlier than now. So it is 10 to 4.
There you go.
Hey, day 7 of the voyage. And a very light wind today, like 5 to 7 knots. We did about 4 to 5 knots all day. Pretty pleasant though, just enjoying the blue skies and the water. Raleigh and Luke went swimming, and Luke is Dave's son, and Raleigh's my daughter. And it's just been a pretty relaxing day. Now the fact that we've got 1,400 miles still to go makes it a little stressful, but we're just enjoying it. Raleigh is making some dinner. There you go. Tacos! Where she live?
That guy, I personally, after sitting in on that EC meeting, I don't.
Luke and his dad chatting. Luke's on watch, paying very close attention. Which you can get away with when it's only blowing 6 knots or 7 knots.
Saying, I'll watch, but paying very close attention. Sarcastic.
So here's some of our navigational equipment. Since we're out in the middle of nowhere, the chart doesn't even go out here this far with depths. But you see, here's our course to Honolulu, and because the wind angle and the lack of wind, we're heading off at this angle, which gives us a little bit more speed. Right now, I mean, this is pretty sad stuff. 6.5 knots of breeze, we're going 4.3 knots, and we're going only close to 3 knots on our way to Honolulu. This is forecast to change, and I'll show you that on predict wind here, which I've got on my tablet.
There are multiple connections. That's not the only one. That I feel
We are
I can go back to that.
right here, the little boat, and you can see that we are heading up at that angle in the blue, which is no wind. And overnight and into tomorrow, that wind comes down to us and meets us right there. And we continue at this angle, and then we'll jibe and run down at this angle. We don't go straight with the wind because it's slow, so you go angles on this boat at least. And this is the plan for right now. They've been pretty consistent the last couple of days. I suspect the weather will remain about the same. And then we'll drop down into
See, that's kind of the entire.
Oahu.
I think he
The
should
weather
see
doesn't go out
founder.
that many days still, so I don't have the weather here, but I update this every morning. And that's pretty much it. We've got the Starlink, which keeps everybody connected. Really, it's like a generational change in 3 years since I last crossed an ocean, and we just had a teeny little sat phone that didn't work very well. We could text, but that was about it. Whereas, I mean, this is incredible. Anyway, that's wrap it up. We're gonna have a taco dinner tonight, and The wind's supposed to come up to about 9.5, 10 knots this evening, which is pretty benign for this boat. So I think we're all expecting another good night's sleep. And last night we didn't have a good night's sleep because the wind was so light, the boat was going all over the place. And then a ship came up behind us. It was very friendly when I called them on the radio and asked them if they fully intended to miss us, and he was very gracious. Said, "Oh yes, sir. We see you, and we're going to miss you." But anyway, here's a shot from the navigation station. A little salty, but just beautiful.
Potentially unlocking significant engagement.
So nice. And this flag, if anybody's wondering what the flag is, a buddy of mine was Commodore of our yacht club a few years back, and he wanted to come on the trip, but was lucky enough to have his daughter get married during the trip, so he couldn't come. So he sent me his Commodore flag so he could come for the trip. Kind of funny. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. It's almost 6 o'clock. We're having some chips and veggies, little hors d'oeuvres. I'm just enjoying the setting sun after our day, enjoying blue sky. Is this incredible? Wow. So here we got Raleigh and Luke doing. Raleigh's been cooking.
Okay, like extra cheddar goldfish? Extra cheddar
I like cheddar, but they're not like, they don't have that powder.
Okay, but then cheese
More than
have the powder ones.
1,300 miles away from any land.
But these, when they have that powder, they're really good. Told you it was on, right?
Yeah.
Everyone likes them.
All right, day 8, Saturday,
1 week out.
1 week out, and you saw the pictures of nice conditions yesterday, and look what a day does at ocean. And it never looks the same on film, but we've got, I don't know, 8-foot seas, I'm guessing, 8 to 10-foot seas. It's blowing 22. About 80 degrees outside, that's a high point. And we've got a new spinnaker up and running downwind to try to make the ride pleasant. What do you think?
It's a lot better that we're going downwind than up.
Last night we got the precursor of this wind in the form of all the swells and the chop, and the boat was rocking and banging with no real wind to move us. That was bad. That was bad. Well, I'll show you the new spinnaker. And we're running about 150 degrees true wind angle. They say it looks like a mustache man. Didn't think of that when I picked the colors. So the big question of the day is, if Hawaii's that way, do we go off this way and go faster and bang our brains out in the swells, or do we go as close to ley line as we can and go a little slower? And we've picked the ley line approach in our deepest wind sail that we can. And we've top speed 17 knots. We're probably doing consistent 9s to 11s as we surf off these waves, and 18 knots of breeze now. We only have an apparent of about 14 or 13, so our speed is deep downwind. Takes a lot of pressure off the boat too. But again, quite a change from yesterday. We're just enjoying the ride. Okay, I'm in the cabin now, and I'll show you the numbers we were just talking about. So this will start with the wind. The wind is blowing 18, 19 knots. We're going only 8 knots right now. Hawaii is at 240 degrees, 1,100 miles. Now the wind's up to 20, 19, 20. Our apparent wind is 13. That's what the boat feels because the boat's going forward right in the wind, so the wind's less. So the boat only feels 14 knots. But we're making 11 knots good to Hawaii right now. Be there in 92 hours. We'll take that, but I don't believe it because we will slow down. 14 knots on a wave. We're steering a wind angle of 150 degrees. You can see it here. Here's where the wind's from, but because we're racing forward, the wind bends forward. This is the apparent wind, so there's a little gap between the two. So that's why the apparent wind is a little softer than the actual wind. And that's kind of how it works, or at least as I understand it. End of day 8. We just jibed and getting settled for the evening. Want to share the sunset. Good morning, day 9. It is early morning, and last night was a little tougher. We were headed down towards the waypoint downwind, and it was blowing about 26. Had the code 0 up. It was not supposed to blow 26. It was supposed to blow about 13, and it was just overpowering the boat, so we had to douse that about midnight and put up the reefed main, and things settled down, but it wasn't very fast. We were only doing about 7 knots through the night, but got going this morning. The wind never came around as it was supposed to. It's at 58 degrees, and it's supposed to be almost 80. So put up the code 0 again, just jibed, and got the motor running to charge the batteries. At least get a jump start on them, and the sun will do the rest once it gets up a little higher. And just sort of recouping from last night. Everybody's asleep, and it's a beautiful morning. It's probably the nicest morning we've had yet. Code 0, it's a little bigger free-flying sail off the sprit. Well, not free-flying, it's roller furled. I'm not sure if I said earlier, but the halyard got a big twist and a bunch in it, so we've been running it reefed. And I'm looking up there this morning and it looks clear. So with a pair of binoculars, we'll take a look and see if that bunch is still in the line, and if not, then we'll hoist full to the top today. So the weather turned last night, and it was probably the first night we could sit outside, and we saw stars first time, had a nice moon for the first time. really pleasant. And then as usually that happens at sea, things got a little sporty a little later in the night, just when you want to be sleeping. But I got five and a half hours. Take my watch here now and catch up a little bit later this morning. That's the report. Day 9, afternoon. Dave's on watch. I'm just making a little skippy.
Ninjas.
And our Hawaiian weather disappeared after a few hours of beautiful blue water or white caps, pretty much what you dream about, and turned into this. So we got about 19 knots out of a heading of 080, which is pretty good because that puts us pretty close to our ley line, which is 239. We're on 233, so almost right on the ley line. We're doing 8.5 knots, 9 right now on the waves. Must have a little current, but we're showing 9 to 10 knots VMG towards the waypoint, so that's good. 883 miles to go. And the days off are just filled with sleeping. Although it's hard to sleep on this boat, it is very noisy as the waves and water slap the hull. Below the waterline it's solid core in case somebody runs the boat up on the reef or something. But above it's pretty light. Somewhere you can see sunshine light through it. I mean, it's really light to keep the boats light. Consequently, when the water and the waves hit, it is loud. So I'll give a few minutes of just riding along here this afternoon. The strategy for today really is to just keep going along the ley line here, and we'll douse Big Red before dark, as it's supposed to stay windy. I like to play it a little bit more conservatively at night because it's hard to see. Everybody needs some rest. So just put the keep the main up and unroll the jib up there. Probably go a little slower. So we were averaging, I think, about 8.5 knots so far today over 13 hours, 14 hours, because we reefed down last night, went slower. A gloomy look, but ocean has its expanse. Temperature is about 80 degrees, 50% humidity about. Breeze feels a little light, a little cool. It's really nice, actually. Nighttime. After that beautiful morning, the clouds all came in. It turned like this again. Lots of wind. We got about 5 hours of tropical Hawaiian sailing. Sunset now. We're scooting down the rum line with just a jib and our main far too deep for this boat, quite frankly, 150 degrees. But we're still going down the rum line at 6.5 to 7 knots. Should give us a decent night's sleep after last night, I'm hoping. Right, there's the sunset. Good morning. Day 10. Had a pretty good evening last night. Averaged about 7 3/4 miles or nautical miles down the rum line. Everybody got some sleep. Even the batteries had a lot more power in them this morning because they weren't fighting the seas all night. We've got the Big Red up, the Furling Jenniker, and we are making some time. We're doing 11 knots right now. Just about 20 degrees off firm line, but BMG up around 9-10 knots. So feeding the model and making some breakfast, some oatmeal. And it's getting warm, about 80 degrees already. Realize we're going to have to start figuring out how to cool the cabin off without getting water everywhere. Oatmeal is one of the best meals. Love it at home and works on the boat. And I'll show you what the seas look like outside. Sunny morning. Got the big red kite up. Boat speed 13 knots. Footage. Raleigh girl.
Good morning.
How was your night last night? You want to say anything to the camera?
Good.
Well, did we edit in?
No.
We got like 750 miles to go. That's our whether or not it's Friday night or Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. More day 10 morning. And from here in the corner I can see the instruments right there. What I love about the boat is I can see through all the windows. Really 360 degree visibility. was gonna get some goodies out of the cabinet, but I was too scared things were gonna fall out last night. Go, dum, 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 dum.
You play everything else and then you wouldn't want to play Hearts and Now.
You can't, because it hasn't been broken. Yeah.
It's Tuesday. You know, last night it was pretty calm, so we were all looking forward to a good night's sleep, and the boat rocked and shook and banged. It was one of the worst night's sleeps. So you just never know when you go into a night at sea what it's going to be like. It is certainly not like going to bed at home. This morning there's very little wind, about 9 knots, which makes the boat go very slow. But now we've got a squall that's come through, and a rainbow, and we didn't get hit by any rain, but the wind picked up, probably because of the squall. And I'll show you here. So it's just a little storm, so it's clear here. There's a big cell there. Goes over, and it kind of clears, but the whole sky's full of these things. They dumped a bunch of rain, which you can see there. There's a nice portion of a rainbow. I don't know if it'll show up, but anyway. We got furling Jennifer up to catch more wind. To the Rainbow State.
Yeah.
And we've got about 4 days or so forecast. The forecast today had winds in the low teens, and we've had just 9 knots. So one of the first days that there's a big gap on what the forecast said and what I'm seeing. But I suspect we'll get that wind in here today, and we should be in around Saturday afternoon or so. We'll see. All right, another great morning on Ho'okele. Okay, here's a quick look. I'll show you a quick look of the navigation and what these squalls look like. So starting over here, we've got the wind gauge, where the wind's coming from here. Boat's moving forward, so it pulls the wind up a little bit, called the apparent wind. We're going 7 knots. Wind's out of 72 degrees at 18. And we're sailing an angle on the wind of 145 degrees, which is pretty deep. But the wind came up to 18, so I'm working back down to the course here. Here's the course to Honolulu, 569 miles away. And here we are. You see these red splotches? That's radar picking up the squalls and the rain in the squalls. And let's see here, what else is of interest? The wind's blowing 17 knots, but because the boat's pulling forward, it diminishes the amount the boat actually feels the wind, the apparent wind, and that's 13 knots. So we're feeling only 13 knots. That's what's in the sails driving us forward. So we're doing 8 knots across the ground. And VMG is velocity made good towards our waypoint or our target, Honolulu. We're doing about 7.5 knots directly to our target because we're heading off in this direction. So that's what that all tells me. And not bad numbers for this morning.
Dinner! Woo! Woo!
What did we figure out? 11 days at sea? Something like that? 11, 12 days
We're
at sea?
arguing about that.
Yeah.
Well, I've been keeping track.
You have
on
so
my
much.
Instagram.
I've
Yeah.
been keeping track on my notepad, but I can't remember a thing.
You lose, remember.
We're on day 11 right now.
You can tell me anything, I believe you.
Day 11, you're right.
I know.
Day 11.
You said 12.
On day 11 on Ho'okele time.
That's right. At dinner
But
time.
it could be any day at that point. If you're at
And
a
the
Ho'okele
squalls
time.
are rushing through. We got a good rain. And we jibed the big kite. We're going to keep it up for the night, which spells danger. but hopefully it won't get crazy out there.
It'll be a fast night.
It'll either be a fast night or we'll just call, hey, let's reef this thing. It's pretty easy to reef. Nobody has to go forward, which is good.
Don't forget about Murphy's Law.
I know. Your
And
shoelaces.
shoelaces.
Wait, what's Murphy's Law?
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
At night or just at
All the
any
time, but especially.
On anything, on any boat, ski, anything you do. Anything can go wrong.
Yeah, Dave was. You were driving, right?
No, I was.
You were letting out, and you
Yeah, we were driving.
Your shoelace.
I was pulling the
Jammed the turn line.
whatever.
The furler one?
Yeah, the further line. And literally my shoelace got stuck in the wheel and it stopped moving.
Could you still do it?
I was stuck. I had to go backwards.
Yeah,
I had to stop the whole process and get my darn shoelace out.
well, thankfully there's not a lot of load on it, but that's crazy. Good morning, Wednesday morning. Up a bunch last night because it blew pretty hard and went to bed with the kite up and then took the kite down. But look at the sunrise this morning. It's really pretty. Squalls running through the night, so just reduced to a jib instead of kite. And that was a lot more manageable. Right now it's blowing 19, doing 7 knots, and we're gonna pull out the kite again. Okay. Pulling out Big Red. Are you ready? Okay, I'm ready. Okay, that big kite's gonna speed us up. Yeah. The conditions are good for it. It's not too much. Oh, look what I just see. Last night. Another flying fish killed itself. That Boneless is coming in at 2 and 3 in the morning on Saturday, which is going to be a little early. As we travel west across the lines of longitude, the clocks, which we're used to on land, get earlier and earlier, right? So from New York to LA, 3-hour time difference as we go west. Out here, there are no lines drawn on the map because people don't expect the normal traveler to be out here, right? So if you look at the world, it's 360 degrees round, and the sun goes around it in 24 hours. So if you take 360 degrees and divide it by 24 hours, you get 15 as an answer. So every 15 degrees of longitude that you travel west, you lose 1 hour. And we've just crossed the 1/5 zone Greenwich right now. Zulu time, it is 15:30. So it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And on the other side of the world, 180 degrees on the other side, it is 3:30 in the morning. So we take the clock and just go hour. So right now, as captain of Ho'okele, I'm declaring the clock's just changed 1 hour backwards, and it is now, instead of 7:32 on Ho'okele, it is 6:32 because we crossed the 150th longitude in the night. At a latitude of 2341. And so I'm going to update all the clocks and go from there. Brochure day. So it's blowing 22. We're doing 10 knots, pretty steady, surfing up into the teens. And look at it. It's about 83 degrees. 55% humidity. Yikes. Autopilot couldn't keep up with that roller. The water temp is 78. What? Yeah, did you?
Oh no.
Well, if you don't want to get wet, don't play by the pool. And the seas are running. You see out the
It
back.
actually felt great, but not for the book.
Brochure day. So we've had, we're getting ready for lunch. Some snacking beforehand. Reading and just relaxing. Taking advantage of the last few days in really the brochure weather, where we all came from. Good shot. Swells today are about, let's see, the deck here is about 5.5 feet above the water. I'd say the swells are probably 7 to 8 feet at least. But smooth, just like a train zoom. Anyway, we'll check in later, maybe during lunch. We're cooking up a little lunch here. We're going to have some big reds from the butchery in Newport Beach, which is awesome. Good all meat. And some rice with avocado on it, and sauerkraut. Yeah. Yeah. Did we get one? I think we only got one. This is a little taster here. Whew. We are bombing along at 10 to the low teens. It's not bad. Constant motion for 2 weeks. Okay, we are getting close here. I got the weenies. Make sure everything doesn't crash on the floor. Okay, we're doing 11.2 knots right now. Garlic.
Not from the hood, but straight from the city. Yeah, I was bumping country back when you were bumping Vinny. Tell a little joke, cause I feel kinda witty. Grab my guitar and sing out a ditty like this. Yeah, I'm up in
It was fun being a Newport Beach kid in the 70s. I enjoyed it. Are we gonna eat around the table? I'm serving up in a minute. Alright, that's lunch. Now I just gotta serve it up. It's about an hour before sunset, and we're getting squalls coming through. The wind's up to, today all day was like 21, it's like 23 to 25 now. We're doing 13 knots, 14, there's the wind, 15. I'll show you what that looks like up here. We're just ripping, and at sunset we're going to take down the big kite here and put up just a head sail, because we anticipate more of these squalls coming through, and then we'll probably jibe them too. But here a little view of that big old sail. I'm standing by this winch down here to blow this sail in case we get stuck in a wave and try to round up. Wind has definitely come up as the sun's getting ready to come down. These squalls, you see the squall over there, the rain coming down. Another squall over there. 13, we made it this far. Last night was not so great. We had a lot of squall action till about 1 a.m. So I was up with Raleigh navigating that and dealing with a boat and a buoy out here that we could never find. And then a lot of squalls came through that brought wind, and then the wind would disappear and the boat would rock and bang around. But anyway, we made it through the morning, put up the big red kite again, and we're off and running. We have just 200 miles to go, which is pretty exciting. And if we should be in tomorrow afternoon to early evening if we keep up this pace. We're not familiar with the area, so I don't really want to go in at dark. The Waikiki Yacht Club has said that they will have a space for me. They told me that over the period of the last several months, but I've been pretty quiet on this topic, so I'm hoping we have a place to put the boat. But all those things sort of play into wanting some daylight when we show up. So right now we're just enjoying the ride. And it's still pretty squally. Winds are about 15 knots. We've slowed to 6-7 knots. But the wind's coming out of a great angle, so I'm able to put a little bit of an angle on our heading on the wind and speed the boat up a little bit without losing ground on trying to get to where we're going. And that's it for the morning. I don't know if you can see out, it's just kind of a cloudy day. There's some rain over there. Got a sandwich for breakfast. Probably put together a little bit more elaborate lunch today. And that's our day. Oh, I guess one other thing. I got caught up on some work emails this morning and on some personal emails, and got that out of the way. So now we can completely relax. Thanks. Prettiest nights we've had on this entire trip last night.
And a pretty sunrise.
That's why we can film right now. Is it up or is it over?
It's up.
And let's go look at that.
Consistently rising.
It's consistently rising. Here it comes. Nice boat time ritual, although we haven't had Raleigh up for it yet. That was the first because it's our last day. Okay, last night was one of the nicest nights of the whole trip. Full moon, no clouds in the sky, no little storms chasing us down, no sudden wind gusts. The seas were all running in the same direction. These are all important things that you don't get all the time. The sky was clear, it was warm, the wind was blowing. And I mean, it was brochure. We got the one brochure tropical sail trade wind night of the trip. And on the last night, that's pretty special. You can see, I think it's Molokai over there coming out of the clouds. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And we're heading for the Molokai Channel. We're going to hit the far corner so that we can jive and have a decent angle through the Molokai Channel down, and then make another jibe and head into Honolulu. And I'm anticipating this will be pretty. I've never done it, never seen it, but we'll take you there. Just a quick look at the charts as we come into Hawaii. Might be fun. The sun behind us here. Let's see. So this is our moving map through the Molokai, Molokai Channel. This is Oahu, and we're going right here, Hawaii Harbor. And we're just running downwind. And the plan is to come in here, and the wind is behaving so that it doesn't look like we have to do anything fancy, just straight on in, which is nice. Right now we are doing 9 knots of boat speed. We got 10 knots over the ground, so we've got some good push, tidal push or current push. The wind right now is from the direction of 81 degrees from the northeast at 20 knots, and we're sailing a wind angle of 135, and that's all here too. I think what's important is the wind's blowing 20, but the boat's feeling 14 apparent wind, because we're moving forward at 10 knots right now. And we will be here, LOI, it says at 11:30 this morning. So this is not going to be a full day. And I'm sure my crew is lusty for shore break. And that's about it. Okay, Land Ho Oahu. Just to the left of the front of the sail. You see the end. Wow, we're the shot. We're the shot. It's not over yet, but it feels pretty good to get this close to completing a lifelong bucket list item of sailing to Hawaii. Molokai Channel. Whoa. On the far side though, we don't seem to be getting as much of the forecast rush of air that squeezes between the 20 miles between the two islands here. It is blowing about 20. It's been pretty consistent at 20. The forecast was with gusts up to 30, but I haven't seen any sign of that, and expect it's probably more in the center. But we've got all hands on deck just in case, because if it does blow upwards of that, upwards of, you know, say 25, we've got to get this kite down right away. But otherwise, it is a beautiful sleigh ride into Honolulu. And a beautiful day. Okay, we're in the Molokai Channel. Wind wasn't too gusty, so we still have the kite up, and here comes Cocoa Head. Okay?
Cocoa Head.
Cocoa Head. Chaka.
I think that's the other side of Diamond Head. You see the back
Yeah,
side
the
of
back
Diamond
side of Diamond.
Head. And then down there you see the China Hat. One of those.
Yeah. I think I gotta film you guys reveling.
Take three?
Take three. And climb up here. There we go.
I think we need to get, how about if we do a round of high fives between the four of us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Hang on.
Great.
Oh yeah.
This thing on.
I can actually get this one.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Diamond Head and Punchbowl right there. Going about 23 now. Whew, this is a great day. We're doing about 10, 11 knots.
When I was in a race, that was our I was here for a regatta.
And if you're still with us on this adventure, thank you for watching the whole movie. It was 2,700 miles, about 7.8 knots average. When we arrived to the yacht club, we quickly made it to the bar for some Mai Tais and aloha cheer. David, thanks for all your help. It was terrific. And Raleigh, what a treat to go with my daughter on a trip like this. It kind of wiped me out, but it was a lot of fun.